I'm going to spiral. I refuse to say the B word. No, I am not buffering. No, I'm spiraling. I don't like the buffer word. Hang on a second. That's a funny way to get my face stuck, like funny position. Hang on, I'm going to spiral again because I'm going to share this. I always forget to share my videos and I want to see my friends. And shout out to Beverly and Miss Wilson and Greta. Hang on a second. Oh, they did. All right, I thought they were. Okay, so I can take my head off. I'm crushing my curls today. My hair was all curly. I put this on. So, hey, Benjamin, Isaac, how are you? Logan, how are you? Bagley. Flee Babylon, I'm getting buried. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about the world around us. I've been coming to terms with it. If you're not on YouTube, then you have been spared from my mess. Joe, I got to find out where your vlog is. So, like, on X, I got a new account in 2025 and deleted my old accounts. I wish I didn't because I lost 600 friends. And Gab, I don't post my diary to anymore, but I also, to my defense, have been working on my cell phone. If I work on my computer, then it's an easy as I type it up on Facebook and then copy and paste it to all my other applications. But you guys not on Facebook have missed the mess I've been making. I've been putting up like 10 to 20 posts. My friends and acquaintances don't want to hear or see my name anymore. So I have absolutely worn out my welcome with everybody on Facebook. So that's another reason why I'm here on YouTube. And that's the crazy thing is because I've worn out my welcome on YouTube as well. I don't mean to be like that. I'm not trying to be like that. It's just truth is definitely a double-edged sword. People want to feel good service, and I do not know how to comply. Nor do I want to. But anyway, so today a tree almost fell on me. I went running for dear life. Yeah. I did have a video of it, but I deleted it. You couldn't see anything anyway. You just saw me running away. No, I kid you not. Uh-oh, my numbers just jumped up. Do I have this on all comments? Oh, it's only on, let me put all messages. All right, so today I was outside watching the homeowner, and anyway, I had to run. I don't know. I might not be able to tell the story about me running away from the tree unless I'm in private. Because I just thought of something and I don't want to get anybody in trouble. So I can't tell you about the tree that I had to run away from. That literally almost fell on me. And I had a video of it, but I deleted it because the only thing you see is me running away and the tree come crashing down. And then I turn around and when I start walking back, I forgot the video was running live. And you just see me walking over these big, big branches that are in pieces across the yard. But I deleted the video. But you're just going to have to take my word for it that I'm not lying to you today. But yeah, if I talk to you in private, I can tell you the details of how it came to be that I had to run away from a tree because it was falling down on me. Because I don't want to get somebody else in trouble. I'm serious. I got to censor myself on this one, come to think of it. And I really care about the other person, so I'm going to shut up right there. But yeah, my fun festivities today were that I went running away from a tree that was falling down on me. Can't tell you why it was, though, or what happened to bring me to the point that a tree came falling down on me, and I had to run away from it. I want to get back to the gym. I was thinking about going to the gym tonight. Absolutely, I like the gym. I like the music they play. Hey, Angles, I was hoping to see you. Right? A couple hours later, I'm thinking, I gotta call DC. I gotta let Joe know. I should check in with Greta and some of my other friends. Maybe touch base with Lincoln. Who else did I used to talk to? I can't even remember who my friends are anymore. That's horrible. I need my friends to call me and remind me who they are. No, I'm not trying to be funny, but seriously. Anyway, so get this. My book's done. My book is done. So I'm going to send it out again for copyrights. And I'll be my fourth set of copyrights on Kids in the Cage. Every time I do something with the book, I copyright it. So all I have to do is give it one final read through. It's great to see you. I just have to give it one final read through. Also, I have to look at my website because there's mistakes and there's things I want to add and adjust. I keep saying, oh, my website's done. Oh, I'm launching it. And meanwhile, and I'm one of these people, I'm a perfectionist, and I'm also slower than molasses. So when I'm ready for you to look at my website, well, I've been saying to people, look at my website, my prophecies are up. But I need to go back through it and make sure I got all the details to the prophecies. Because my publisher called me today and he's like, Holly, you got to make sure you mention that this is a confirmation photo. And you got to make sure you mention this detail and that detail and make it clear. Thank you. Yeah, so my book's done. I just got to give it one final read through. I got 111 drawings. I may have miscounted. It might be 112 drawings, but that's all right. There's a couple there's photographs. I have like photographs of me as a baby. Maybe I should put like me in there. But if you look at my website, hollybaglio.com, there's a ton of pictures of me on there. So when I came to my book, I figured in combination with the book and the website, I mean, like, how many more pictures you need of me? I'm right here live in front of y'all. We can talk. So if you read my book, guaranteed you're not going to want to put it down. And guaranteed when you finish reading it, you're going to come looking for me to talk some more. You're going to want to tell me some of the stuff that you've been through. Because then you're going to know you're not alone. And I've kind of been through it all. So anyway, I was thinking that the programmers came on the scene first, so that way when the victims like me came forward, we would look crazy and stupid and nobody would listen to us because the programmers came on the scene first. And since they had their composure and they spoke so well with great pronunciation, making sure to speak a certain way, and you will listen for 20 minutes as they lay out all their degrees and this and that, and they know this person and they know that person. Yes, so all the programmers came on the scene first. Where are my car keys? I'm about to say, where's my phone too? I just found a lighter. So, hi Nicole, how are you? So, what was I talking about? My book is done. It's all in one document. I got to give it and my website one final read through. And there's another story or so I want to put in my autobiography. But if you watch those long winded videos that I made in the past, like the recent ones that are like an hour or two long, I tell those stories in the video that I want to put in my book that may not be in there. Anyway, you know how a call for an uprising says he's not in it for the money? And he says, well, my website's not that much. It's $2.99 a month. I agree with him. I looked at his website for 1 month, and I got to tell you, like, I binge watch things, so I flew through it. Same with John B. Wells' website. I was baracked with a month of subscription because I did an interview with Mr. Wells, but I'm going to give him reason to have me come back. I'm going to send him a copy of my book. Everybody that I interviewed with, I'm going to send them a free copy of my book, and I'm going to give them, well, they already welcomed me back, but I'm going to give them reason to have me come back. Like, hey, Holly, I read your book, and I want to talk about this. I want to ask you about that. So, that's it, the programmers. So the programmers came on the scene first and told you about their sciences and wooed you and wowed you guys. And then when people like me and Max Spears, you have James Casbolt, David Marrow, Kieran Perrin, Aaron McCullum, James Ring. And there's some names I'm forgetting. Harold, forget his last name, Harold. And then we have Donald Marshall. When all of us came out, we sounded absolutely like lunatics. But everybody flocked to Al Bielek and Preston Nichols and names I won't say because they'll come back and terminate me. And I'm also not going to open up a door or any reason for them to talk to me. The programmers the people that programmed as well as handled me, no. And they got connections. Okay, now it was my father, Philip Samuel Ross Baglio, who had mafia connections. That was my father. That was not me. Hey, Osgarden. Dawood was chatting. Yeah, I know Nathan Reynolds. But I'm talking about like kids that I believe I was trafficked with and personally remember from the deep underground military bases. And I don't remember Nathan Reynolds. I'm not trying to be rude. But yes, I know he's a whistleblower. But as far as the programmers are concerned, I remember telling Christopher Galantano, who made Montauk Chronicles, when are you going to make a movie about the victims? Because so far, all I see on that movie on your documentary are the programmers and handlers. When are you going to make one and where you let the actual victims talk? Like Al Bielek was the one to kidnap me. Preston Nichols wouldn't let me go. They were not nice people. And everybody listened to them and flocked to them, and because they could speak so well and fluently and blow smoke up everyone's ass. That by the time someone like me came along or like Donald Marshall, we would sound like absolute lunatics. But meanwhile, we were actually the victims. And the programmers and handlers that came forward first, they were programming you guys, and they got to you first, and they got in your minds first. And it's not fair. And then when you go to support somebody or refer to something, you refer back to what they taught you. And that's not fair. It's not right. I'm not explaining it properly. I don't. But can you, please help me. Please. In Yahushua Shem Selah. I repent for my sins. And that's another thing. I'm coming to terms all over again with the world. You know, it's just publicly. Trump's the snake he talks about. He's not here for us when we need him. He's out busy playing emperor with all these other countries. I don't like it. I don't like the way he talks to me. He's like, oh, we're just going to kill people that bring drugs into our country. We're going to kill them, kill them, kill them. I'm glad Trump's a man and not a woman, because I cannot imagine how many abortions he would have had by now with an attitude like that. And now that I hear 2017, he went up to the Wailing Wall with Melania. You know, at least they did not wobble back and forth and copulate and ejaculate in their pants like all the other ones do when they're up at that thing. Boy, you know, there was one point in my life where I was mesmerized by that, thinking, oh yeah, Friends of Zion, my foot. I have a blanket in there that I absolutely love that says, send me, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Beautiful. I chopped out the verse that said, I literally got out my scissors and I cut, it's a beautiful blanket, but I cut out that FOZ crap. But people are going to go, oh, Holly, just because he walked up to the wall doesn't mean he is one. Yeah, it does. How do you think Solomon got in trouble? Because he started doing the same stuff. And all you have to do is something as small as that, is start walking up to these walls, blessing it. Then you celebrate in their holidays that are all man-made and pagan, Luciferian, Satan, satanic, and Freemasonry. Like Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year, St. Patty's Day, Halloween, Valentine's Day, Hanukkah, your one-day Christian celebration of Passover, your Ash Wednesday crap. That's all crap and garbage. Honey, you can't say that. Yes, I can. I'm a child of Yahuwah. Yes, I can say that. Somebody needs to. And you know what? It was Yahuwah, Heavenly Abba himself, that told me, Holly, if you don't start shining your lampstand, I'm coming to you like a thief in the night. And that was, I have to be on, may I? Abba, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. That was the longest sentence he's ever said to me when he spoke to me. But since then, I remind myself. But he's straight up. When he told me that, I even drew a picture of my lampstand. I'm not sure if I uploaded it to my website. I may not have, but I'll go get it out. It was, I think, sometime in 2021. And I drew a little picture of a candle. And I was like, Ava, might be small, but here's my lampstand. And I'll start shining it. I got out my ordainment certificate, put it on the wall. People are like, Holly, you can't take the title of ordained minister. You can't take a title. You know, what are you doing raising yourself above everybody? I wasn't raising myself above anybody. Yahuwah ordained me in the spirit. It manifested in reality. And I went through with the ordainment ceremony where me and 6 other people went before Abba August 11th, 2018 at a Hear the Watchman conference in Long Island, New York. 4 ordained ministers and 2 people who I had known on the internet. All of us ordained me and my spiritual gifts to Yahuwah in Yahushua Mashiach Shem Selah. When people go, oh, I'm ordained in the spirit, don't listen to them. If they really are ordained by Abba, they will have gone through the ordainment ceremony. The ordainment ceremony is significant, just like a wedding ceremony, just like a water baptism, just like a fire baptism. It's important. No, I don't. I just have good lighting right now, and I'm just ultra too skinny. I want my weight back so I can look like a hottie. Like the hottie I really am. No. Oh, hey, Jamie. Yeah, yes, Jamie. I'm okay. I just actually came out to my car to escape the weather. But I'm doing good. Yeah, I have a home. It's inside. Thank you. want to go inside instead of sitting in the car? That way. I don't smoke in the house. Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah, anyway. So I got off on a bunch of tangents, didn't I? I'm not a fan of Zion. I'm not a Zionist. I was wrapped up and blinded by that stuff with the pulpits and churches telling you if you don't bless Israel and you don't bless the Jews, you're going to hell. Well, it just so turns out the truth is if you bless evil, you're going south. I don't bless evil, and I don't make people pressure me into blessing something. Schofield does not run my life. Ruach Kadesh runs my life. Hallowed Scripture runs my life. And I want the Ethiopian Bible, and I want those King James thumpers to stop already. Their Bible's not the best. There's something wrong with all the versions, but I want the Ethiopian version. That way I can get all the books. Heaven ordained. Listen, I'm not getting into some big freaking debate. Okay, don't twist what I said. I started out by saying there's people that go, oh, I'm ordained in the Spirit, Holly. And no, they're not. They say that to try to have a power trip over you. No. Listen, that means something. You should have another physical human being with you that is, how do I say it, Abba? Kind of seasoned, knowledgeable, weathered, clued into the truth. For that person to go before Abba and say, Abba, is it in your will that Holly or Angles or Sally get ordained? What's your will? And pray and fast before Abba. And that's where it's fasting over, because only fasting gets rid of principalities. And I cannot tell you how many times I caught Moloch and Abaddon. I don't want to say their names. I bind and cast them and their legions and their friends' legions down and away in Yahushua's Shem. So I caught them trying to speak on behalf of Heavenly Abba Yahuwah before in attacks. The second one word passes through Satan's mouth, it's already too late. He's lied. So therefore, you never let him have a chance to speak. So, like people use it as like a power trip. Now, Yasgard, on a side note, yes, I've met people that I can see Abba's hand on them and know that they're ordained without them having to show me a certificate or anything like that. But a lot of people don't have like those spirit eyes. But an ordainment ceremony is pretty important due to the fact that you and other people are gathering before Heavenly Abba to lift you up to him, for his hand to be upon you and his Spirit to be upon you, ordaining you and leading you through your calling, for you to assist others and what you're calling. Like I had spiritual gifts. I said in my ordainment clearly, I was like, yeah, you're not just ordaining me, you're ordaining my spiritual gifts soon. I got dreams and visions, spirit eyes, and I can't tell you how many other things. I don't even know how to explain it. I walk next to Yahusha like Enoch walked next to Yahusha. He doesn't tell me everything because only he told everything to Enoch. One day he'll tell me everything. But I know enough to know what's ahead of me. And for now, that's sufficient for me. I'll get to everything once I get past the hard part. And the hard part, we got 2 battles ahead of us. I think I started to say this in one video and got off on a tangent. And I know I already left a bunch of loose strings in this 24 minutes that I've already been talking. What was I going to say? Now I just forgot what. 2 battles. Thank you, Abba. Okay, I can tell you all about Revelation. 7-year tribulation with the beast of the sea and the beast of land. Satan passes his power to the beast of the sea. That's a 7-year tribulation. That's what we're waiting for. The second and final battle is at the end of Yahusha reigning. Yahusha has not even returned yet. Yahusha has not set up his 1,000 years of reign. Okay, so the second and final battle is far off into the distance. And that one is with Yahusha, Satan. And that's when fire rains down from the sky, annihilates Satan and the rest of his minions. We got 2 battles ahead of us. No, I'm not dispensationalism, whatever. Take the Bible literally for what it says. Rely on Abba. Go look at my website. I put up drawings and explanations. Click on, if you go to hollybaglio.com and you click on drawings and then click on prophecy, dreams, and visions. And then you open up Revelation in your Bible. I could draw a few more pictures. You know, I'm thinking I might put the 7 lampstands up on my website. I put it in my book. I think I'm going to put it up on my website. If you want to see what the 7 lampstands is and why I don't want to show it, but I think I am going to show it, even though it's got a big fat cross on it. Where is my cell phone stand? Like, I want to set you somewhere. I got to have you on the charger, and I cannot find my cell phone stand. See, that's not going to work. It might. It might. I don't know. I'm a frozen turnip. I took it down because this cross is pagan. December 2021, I was sitting in my living room and I saw Yahuwah holding 7 stars in his right hand, walking among the 7 lampstands. I wanted to draw these differently. I didn't want to draw them in triangles. I wanted to like cut them off about there and actually make it look like a lampstand. But anyway, so that's in Revelation chapter 2, I think. Yeah, Revelation chapter 2. It talks, you'll read something about Yahuwah holding the 7 stars in his right hand and walking among the 7 lampstands. I was sitting in my living room December 2021, December of the year 2021, enjoying another anniversary with Yahusha. As I sat in my chair, this whole vision opened up to me in the spirit. And I saw Yahusha standing there, or Yahuwah standing there. And he walked among these 7 lampstands. And it was the most beautiful thing I've seen. But then again, he's shown me a lot of beautiful things. But anyway, I'm thinking about taking this drawing and putting it back up on my website. I put it in my book. But I took it down because I should have just drawn a stick figure and put a big crown instead of a cross. But I didn't. I did not want to draw things of heaven. And I didn't want to draw him. But I should just draw a stick figure with a crown. That would have been okay. But he showed me something very, very special. And this was also in 2021, about this time. It was also the start of a new Shemitah, and a Shemitah is a 7-year long period. So, hey, Troy, how are you? Yeah, right. Like, I'm not that good of an artist. I tried to use glitter to show it's something of heaven and more special than earth. And like, but yeah, that's why it's kind of glittery. But yeah, he showed me this beautiful thing, and just so I'll put it back up on my website, I guess. Even though it's got a big fat cross on it. And there should not be any signs. But yeah, I'm not perfect. I don't know what to say for myself. And then, like, my all-time masterpiece. I always have to show this off because this is my all-time masterpiece. No, I did not draw his heaven. I didn't draw anything of heaven. Like, his throne is made of sapphire and he's got an emerald rainbow around it. I did not draw any of that, but I did draw him on the throne. And I wanted to put like more spires up on his throne and make it a higher back. Like more spiders and stuff. But anyway, it's like all glitter. This is his footstool, the earth. This is us. That's his royal robe. Look at it. This cannot be laid flat. It would crumble and break. My all-time masterpiece. Come to find out, heart signal BAAL, and I didn't know that at the time I made it. Otherwise, I would have just made it round. Sapphire roof tiles. So, yeah. Yep. Huh. Thank you. I'm not laughing at you, Benjamin. I made me laugh. People try to tell me Happy New Year, blow my stack, and I tell them, should I take your pagan days and shove them up your sodomite? Sorry. Mansions are in heaven. Are grown precious stones. Yes. Yes. So I didn't really eat today. I tried to. It was pretty painful and tough. I'm in 40 days of fasting for Abba, but I'm not giving up food. Okay, there's other things to give up. Like scrolling. You know what I do is I will do my chores and then I'll go over the phone and push up, go do my chores, and then go over the phone, push up. Like, so I don't stand there and look at it, but I can at least listen to what's going on. Or I find videos that are like an hour or 2 hours long. I like listening to the Bible, to be honest with you. I should not say that Bible word. I'm sorry, Abba. I bind and cast it down. In Yahushua Selah. I like to listen to scripture in the Apocrypha. And I do not, these pulpits that go, oh, Holly, those people that listen to the Apocrypha, they're off their rockers. They're way out in left field. You know, they're in Delulu land. Those pulpits are fallen. And those pulpits are exactly why Yahuwah calls us out of the church. Those pulpits don't know what they're talking about. And I know a couple of them personally, too. And they're wrong. So there's a bunch of things I started saying when I was in the car. And now I'm distracted. And I probably have a bunch of loose ends. And I don't like that. Yeah. I know you. I know it's you, Dawood. I said hello before, Dawood. I thought I said your name. Isaac. I know it's you, Isaac. But sometimes I say Benjamin, so people in my chat room like, okay, I'll just say Isaac. The whole name thing is killing me. I'm doing my best. I know it's you. So, what was I saying before? I was talking about programmers and handlers. I was talking about revelation. I was talking about coming to terms with this world. Listen, where we're headed is not to a good place. There is no going back to normal. Somebody told me I was watching too much TV. No, I wasn't. You know what it is I'm early to the party. Back in 2014, I was early to the party again, but that was way, way earlier. But now I figure I'm approximately 21 months early to the party. And I figure 21 months because that's when the current Shemitah ends, is approximately September 2027 on the Gregorian calendar. So I'm early, and I'm warning everybody early. This world is headed straight towards World War III. You want to get you and your family ready. If you need someone to tell you, hey, we're going to war, the world's ending, get right with your creator. And remember, you got to go through your Savior first to get to your creator, and his name is Yahushua. If you need somebody to tell you that, okay, I'll be that person telling you that. It's time to get right. It's time to get right with your creator. Yahushua Mashiach came in Yahuwah's name. His name matters. Don't listen to anybody else. Only listen to your shepherd. If you start saying all of these other fake names, these other names have certain vibrations to them, and it summons these finite deities. You get attacked by an alien and have sleep paralysis at night, and you're trying to cast that thing away by Jesus's name. That's a fallen finite entity. That's not your savior. Your savior's name has been taken away from you. That way you can't use it to cast away demons. There's doctrines out there saying, oh, you can't say his name. There's people out there that say, oh, his name doesn't matter. Oh, Holly, he lets me call him whatever I want. No, that is a false spirit. That is not your savior. That is not the Ruach Kadesh telling you guys that. Ruach, Heavenly Abba through his Ruach tells us Doctrines and denominations are of demons, and religions are given to us by fallen angels. All religions are wrong. Judaism, wrong. Zionism, definitely wrong. Not that that's a religion, but people make it their religion. Christianity, wrong. Islam, wrong. Protestant, Lutheran, Catholic. What do you have? Seventh-day Adventist, Baptist. Wrong, 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 wrong. What's right is going to your creator, and you got to go through your savior to get to your creator. The thing is your savior is your creator in human form. I think it's in John, where in the beginning of John, it says something like, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahuwah, and it was Yahuwah and the Word, and then the Word dwelled among man, or the Word became flesh and dwelled among man, something like that. Go read it. Okay. The first thing Yahuwah did was he said, I'm going to use layman terms. The first thing our creator did was he said, Yahusha. And out came him in physical form, because Yahuwah is a spirit being. So for all you people out there, oh yeah, I believe in a higher power, but I don't believe in the spirit realm. You need your heads examined. You're wrong. I'm telling you this for your own good, so you have a chance to get right. It's not up for debate, okay? Go debate somebody else. I'm just going to give you the truth. What was I talking about? Okay, so Yahuwah is what our bodies make a noise every time we inhale and exhale. And that noise our body makes is the name of our creator. This is why it matters. And this is why Satan wants to corrupt us by getting us to say different names like Jesus, Jehovah, Lord, God. God summons that serpent from the Garden of Eden that tricked Adam and Eve. That serpent also is the same exact plume serpent that's over, was it Amaruka, Quetzalcoatl? Yeah, that's Gadrael by a bunch of different names. Yahuwah's name matters. Now, Yahusha, him in human form, Yahusha means Yah adds salvation. Yahuwah means Yah adds breath. Yahusha is the noise our bodies make every time our heart beats and blood pumps in and out of the valves into the different chambers. His name matters. His name was taken out of hallowed scripture and replaced with imposter names. Every time there's a real eclipse, I get attacked by Jesus, and it's legions. You ever wonder why when you pray to Jesus, only half the time he shows up, and when he does, most of the time it's a huge displeasure? Yeah, it's because it's not your savior. It's an imposter. So is a Jehovah and Yeshuasoruce, and what else you got? Oh my God, don't use those names. Yahusha came in Yahuwah's name. That's who you want. Now, Yahusha is Yahuwah in human form, and he's still with us now. He gave us a Ruach Kadesh to dwell in us and with us. That's how we can know his name. I went to him and said, what's your name? And he point blank told me. No games, no fuss. He point blank said, Yahusha. Holly, well, what if, somebody is like on an island and they grew up and they don't have scripture? It doesn't matter. You go to your creator. He tells you who he is. People treat their creator like he's absolutely dead, incompetent, and not capable. And it just baffles me. What time is it? I got to go and do something. I've been here for 45 minutes. I actually have to go do something. Yeah, that thing's not fun. Right, that thing's not fun. That thing's not fun. Neither is, I don't want to see these names, but Beelzebub. Oh, man. Yeah, I've had my run-ins with some of those suckers. But I've learned, though, I learned something, Adam, when people come to me to help with their spiritual warfare. There was one case that came across my desk, and I kid you not, Adam. These entities. I took my friends, like, help these people, call them. I'm like, I'm not going to call them. If they want help, they'll call me. They actually called. We spoke. It was, generations inside a family. Even at one time, they taught in a church. And I'll just stop there. I get off the phone with them, and I kid you not. Holly, that's what they said. You're not qualified for this. There were these entities, I kid you not, that marched in my room and said, you're not qualified for this. And I was like, qualified? I will whoop your butt in Yahushua's name, and I know my authority in him. Excuse you. So, what it turned out to be was, yes, those entities were trying to, their demons were trying to throw me off course because I fought some of their entities when I was a little kid, like PAN. I fought that, and I've been set free from it. And these people were being attacked by PAN and a couple of other nasty suckers. So, of course, the Kingdom of Darkness wanted to throw me off. But then I found out, because I asked Abba, can I get involved? And Abba did not answer me. And I said, Abba, you know what? I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to find out why you're not answering me and why these demons are saying I'm not qualified. Like, what's going on? Because you always answer me. So I proceed cautiously ahead, and I dive in. I talk to my family members. I write 6 pages of notes. I tell them everything that Abba's suggesting to me that would get rid of their paranormal experiences, should they be telling the truth. And if they're not and they're lying, they just opened up the door for a whole world of hell to come into their lives. Anyway, they didn't know spiritual warfare, and I was surprised because they were in charge of a church and had a church and ran a church, but they didn't know anything about spiritual warfare. And neither did their kids or their kids' kids or their kids' kids' kids. And none of them were willing to learn or renounce or repent. None of them wanted to make the effort. I got involved and I started pulling. And then these people left me dangling out to dry because they didn't want to do any of the work. So all of their entities attacked me. And this was around the time I got pancreatitis, liver dysfunction, ulcer attack without having an ulcer, and landed in the hospital with 103-degree fever, and no doctors were willing to help me. And I sat there suffering in mad amounts of pain for a month, and it was excruciating pain where I started vomiting and could not stop, and still doctors would not help me. And they made me feel like a pill seeker. And meanwhile, I have 103-degree fever and can't stop vomiting, and I'm in so much pain. It's not even funny. And they still wouldn't help. So may those doctors and hospitals be given the same measure that they gave to me. And may Abba have his will upon them, because that's just absolutely disgusting. So a lot of people don't want to do their work, and it put me in jeopardy. And you know what? Some cases, if it's bad enough, if it's like these people, I'm going to point tell them, and I'll know. I'll point blank tell them, you know what? If you want me involved, you're going to have to reimburse me for my efforts and time. I'm not dangling myself out there to dry while you do nothing. And you intended on doing nothing to begin with. Like, why'd you even call and ask for help? You just want to tell stories. You don't really want to take actions. And when your demons do come get you, because you had a church and you didn't know spiritual warfare and you didn't teach any of your congregants spiritual warfare. So when your demons come get you and you can't get rid of them, you can refer back to those 6 pages I wrote you of notes of what to do, because I'll be busy. I'll be busy watching Yahusha and pulling to him, and I might not be available. I'm available right now. Probably won't be available then. I might not want to be available then. So our president's running around playing emperor. The Empress Huli, I knew her. I wish I did not. I wish I kept my Empress Huli. Yes, this is the Zelensky. I should never have nuked the Empress Huli. Yes. I should have nuked it. You know what? I'll stop there while I'm ahead because people might misconstrue it. So, Trumpy Poo, Sneaky Poo, is out running around playing emperor with all the other countries. His very own citizens are suffering. Our food prices have not come down. Our electric bills have not come down. Our gas prices have not come down. No living has been made comfortable to the American citizen, but yet billions of dollars are going. Okay. I calculate the country of Israel, Bibi and his buddies, to be 666. If you want me to give you an exact man, I'll give you an exact man. Trump came to one of my interviews back in 2018 when I was talking about George Bush Sr., George Bush Jr. Allegedly, George Bush Sr. was a boss to me when I was a super soldier in the Dumbs. Allegedly, I went through the MK Ultra projects with his son. Allegedly. Okay, I believe this from my memories, allegedly. With all the world's events happening, I was already programmed as a super soldier. They had me in Sarajevo when I was 17. So there's stuff going on with Venezuela and going down the line. I was used as an assassin. Again, we did a Rothschild assassination attempt. Okay, so all these world events are triggering something inside of me to recognize that I have been programmed. And maybe if I was a younger generation, or maybe if I was not under Yahusha, I would have been triggered to go active and maybe help the plan that's going on at this time. And I take all of this very seriously. I'm not a paranoid schizophrenic. I'm not a TI. Yes, I've been under death threat before, and bad thing, just... Anyway, so this stuff with Trump sucks. It's not going to get better. I definitely want to get my weight back, so when World War III starts, I'll have it to lose again. But, you know, I refuse to eat printed meat. I refuse to eat stuff from any kind of restaurant because it's human meat. They've killed off all of our cows. Where do you think they're going to get meat from? So I was going to say, so Trump, you know, I got to go do something. Look, guys, you got food down there? Oh yeah, I broke a cup today. I don't know if I should take you with me or just leave you here. I could take you with me, but you're not going to be able to see anything. Okay, guys, this world is headed towards a new world order and a one world religion. No, I'm not watching too much TV, and that's the simplest way I can say it. This is the rollout of the new world order, and we will be given a one world religion. And I take it seriously. And it's not a laughing matter. And I don't know, like somebody said, Holly, you watch too much TV. No, I don't. I'm looking at the world around me, and I can see that we're headed to the Fourth Reich Rising. You guys say New World Order. That means you're getting a one world religion. Just like Constantine forced everybody into Christianity because Christianity makes you renounce Yahushua Mashiach just to be a Christian. The Christians are not the good people. They don't even know what they're believing in. They don't even read Constantine's Creed. When I read Constantine's Creed and found out what a Christian was, I could not renounce Christianity fast enough and then proceed to go into fasting and repentance to heavenly Abba. Did I go into fasting? If not right now, I'm adding that to my fasting is repenting for that, Yahusha. Christianity is wrong. Go read Constantine's Creed. It's the wrong way. It's the wrong voice. They took him away from us. What I should do. I broke a cup today. I had to run away from a tree falling down on me. And it was big. It was big. I kid you not. The trunk was a big tree. I had to run away from it falling down on me. And then when it fell, it bounced. You wrong? Good. Get out. Why'd you come here anyway? I am absolutely correct in what I say. I know I am. It's not even up for discussion or debate. You can think or do whatever you want, but I know what Yahuwah showed me, and I know I'm right. I'm having confidence because everything Abba has ever told me has always been right. And there was time and time again where I sat there going, I shouldn't say anything. But if I don't say something, I'll regret it. So I did say something, but I was squirmish. No, this time I'm having confidence. I know what's coming, and I know I'm correct. I know I'm right. And in the simplest, easiest forms, what's happening right now is the rollout of the New World Order, the Fourth Reich Rising. We're headed straight for the 7-year tribulation. I got my eye on fall 2027 because of a dream Abba gave me about when the tribulation is going to happen. He's going to show me after my birthday, September 12th. In the dream he showed me was that I'd be sitting at the table with like 5 or 6 other people, and we'd be eating cake, birthday cake. He was signaling to me the period of time. So by me eating birthday cake, they were there for my birthday. That's September 12th. We get done eating, clear the table, and as soon as we clear the table, we just start taking out rifles and weapons, and we start preparing for war. like that. Like, we had a party Friday, and by Monday morning, people are looking for rocks to hide underneath because the world just lost all security. And if you don't have a weapon, you're like looking for cover. And even then, you're still like, so I'm going to feel confidence and be brave this time. I don't care what all you guys think. I told you 21 months early. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it might be this fall. All cuts time short. Who knows what's going to happen? But you know what? I told you guys. You want to mock me and make fun of me? Go right ahead. I warned you. Your blood's not going to be on my head. And I hope I can gain my weight back in time. Because I'm going to need it. All right. Where were you when I was taking pictures of the sun and I proved that it was not our sun, but rather an artificial one? Get down. Don't you dare. Don't. I will shave you. My cat's doing something he's not supposed to. Thank you for stopping. I'm still keeping the buzzers close. I'm self-entertained. Oh my goodness, self-entertained. Yep, it snowed again. It snowed again. You better, like, it's dark out here, guys. There's got to be some men in my chat room. Hey, Darwin. Hey, here, guy. Don't come out. I hate when you guys come out. Don't come out. Get back in your pens. You make everything so much harder. All right, guys, you have to sit up. No, 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 no. You guys can't even see him, can you? You guys can't even see them, can you? I'm sorry, guys. All right. Well, I got your. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Sweet dreams, guys. Heavenly Auto, please protect the chickens and doodle-doo-doo. And keep them warm through the night. And you just should say, like, oh, that's what I got to do with the water. I always forget the water. Like, get off already. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Gotta secure my chickens. Oh, wait, I gotta put up the bear deterrent. Where are you? I'm too skinny. I look like a skeleton. I look like Skeletor anyway. You must take care of chickens. I love having chickens. I love having chickens. What are you doing, Rumble Rumble? I love eating their eggs. It's the only real food I get. It's the only food I know that's real is the chicken eggs. Because I see them lay them. But I love chickens. I hope he gets the homeowner. I hope he gets ducks and more chickens. I was like, oh, I'm going to have those ducks follow me around. Because, like, in the summer, I'm always outside. Stop looking at my bed. I know my bed's like up to here. You know what I was thinking is I really should have gotten the other bed that was like up here, because then I would have had more storage space underneath. Although I would not have had like, hang on a second. All right, I'm wrong. I'm absolutely wrong. All right, so there was this other bed frame I could have gotten that would have been like up to here, almost to my collarbone. And then my bed would have been, ooh, my bed would have been that high. Yeah, that would have been too close to the ceiling. I would have been claustrophobic. But if the ceilings were higher, I would have gotten it. Here, you want to see him? You want to see my fat cat? You gotta push start, little white button, boop. Start you up. He's fat. He's my little tiger cub. My little feral cat that's now a kept cat. He doesn't want to go outside in the rain or cold weather. He takes one look and goes running back outside. I tried to carry him outside today, and I kid you not, this cat, oh my God, he was clawing out of my arms to get back inside the house. He used to be feral and outside all the time. Now you're like, heavens no. You don't want to go outside. No, you want nothing to do with it. You're a kept cat. Not here right now. She's with her master, the homeowner. They went out. What are you doing? You're just so cute. I love you so much. Yes, you do. Yeah, we get the house to ourselves. Stop disrupting my peace by asking me where that dog is. Oh my goodness, that dog is on my ass. Listen, Keeper would follow me around the house, but she kept a little bit of a distance. No, this dog has her face like right in the middle of everything all the time. Keeper would just, my dog that's deceased, she would creep up on you, but she'd still keep maybe about a foot away from you. So she wasn't like in your stuff. No, this dog is in, no. I get a break. I get a break. I kid you not. In the mornings when I wake up, honestly, I could probably save on the propane and shut it off an hour earlier and then maybe save that hour for some other time during the day. But in the mornings when I get up, so long as that fireplace is, the dog and the cat are knocked out like lights, and I have them out of my hair the whole time that fireplace is running. Now, Labs love cold weather, so I'm really surprised that this one likes the heat. But Rumble, I'm surprised too, because, I mean, he's a big cat. But no, they knock out like lights, and when they're quiet, I just let them be. I let them be, and I encourage them to sleep more and stay out of my hair longer. But listen, of all the bodies to be around, I'd rather be around animals than humans. I hope he gets more. I hope he gets ducks. I kid you not, I'm going to have them coming after me, like following behind me. I'm going to have my little Congo line of ducks and chickens. The cat doesn't want anything to do with the chickens. Rumble has like looked at the chickens a couple times, but he doesn't have anything to do with them. And I'm going to keep it like that because he's big. He's a 3-ton cat. 3-ton tumble rumble. 3-ton tumble rumble tumble. You're big. Yes, and I did not help that. You were thin. Now I made you have rolls, and I'm sorry. But he gets feisty when he wants food. I should be eating food. I just don't feel like it. When my book gets published, I'm taking myself out to a 7-course meal. There's a nice restaurant in the area. I'm going to take myself out to dinner. At a fancy restaurant. So right now my book just needs one final read through. My website needs a final read through. And it's done. Narc. Oh, Heavenly Abba, we lift up Narc to you. Please calm his heart, and we pray against any pain in Yahushua Shem Selah. Heavenly Abba, please provide for them financially, and please have the vet stop charging them so much. And Abba, please give them options where I wish I had money so I could send them money for all of this stuff. Abba, please provide for them, and please don't have the little kitty suffer. In Yahushua Shem Selah. Now I pull all against Angle Shingles and her pain in Yahushua Shem Selah. That sucks. Yeah, I had to run away from a big tree falling down today. I kid you not. I picked up the cell phone camera. I kid you not. I picked up my cell phone camera, like flipped it to video, record, pointed it up, and I was like, that thing's falling at me. And I just started running. You hear it come down. Oh, I took off like lightning. And then once I forgot the video was running, but the video was really bad, and I just deleted it. But yeah, I can't give the specifics of how it came to be that I found myself in a situation where I had to run away from a tree. But I was trying to press record, but this is one of those times where getting a video would not have been a good idea. Okay. Like, and when the tree came down, it bounced. So some of these big branches, like, it smacked and then came back and smacked again, and branches were flipping up all over the place. There was damage done to property. No, everybody's fine. Animals are fine, but yeah, just I better stop while I'm ahead. Listen, you guys expect this from me. I'm like, anyway, but I can't. I think I better stop and not talk about it publicly. So, but yeah, I was running away from trees today. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. The house is okay, and we have power, and that's all that matters. The house is okay. We have power. All the humans are okay, and animals are okay. That's what matters the most. And it is, honestly. Hey, Bonnie, how are you? It is what matters the most. Well, I didn't do anything to the tree. I wanted to record it. I deleted the recording. No. But no, I was trying to take a recording. I kid you not. Like, I lifted up my cell phone, pointed it, like, I lifted up my cell phone, clicked camera, clicked video, pointed it, clicked record, pointed it up, and I glanced in the cell phone, and I'm like, I better keep an eye on this tree. I mean, it was like cell phone, video, record, and I just took off running. Because I see this thing coming at me. I mean, you could even see it coming at me in the video, and I took off running. It was like 1 second you see the tree, 2 seconds it's falling. On the 3rd second, I'm out and running. And then you hear, oh, boom, boom. Like there were 2 booms because it bounced. And when it bounced, like a lot of the long branches broke, but chunks of the branch bounced up again. And some of those chunks fell onto other expensive property. And yeah, I went running. And people were laughing at me. They're like, I saw you run. I was like, yeah, well, I was standing in the way of it falling, Like, what, you want me to stand there and play chicken with a tree? No. I'm happy to be the chicken. I'll be the first to say I'm yellow-bellied, okay? I'm chicken. But yeah, I took off running. But the tree just went whoom, whoom, again, like 2 thuds. The swoosh and thud. The swoosh as it falls and the thud. The impact on the ground, but then you heard another bounce. And but I wanted to get the tree falling. But then when I played back the video, I just decided to delete the video. Because then I forgot the video was still recording. I had to hide the evidence. So I deleted the video. Because afterwards, the video recorded for like 2.5 minutes afterwards. And I figured, oh, maybe I can delete the video. But then when I saw it, I was like, it might just be better that I delete it, the whole thing. I didn't do anything to the tree. It's going to be firewood now. But listen, it was a dead tree. Honestly, Angles, It was a dead tree. And had it not fallen today like it did, it could have been worse in the future. It could have been worse in the future because if that thing fell on the house, we'd be dead without a question. The roof would cave in and we'd be dead. We'd be under thick branches. There would be no survival. So, and it's very concerning being around very tall trees, because these trees would take out this house. So windstorms are very concerning. There still are two other trees that I know that he pays a service to come and take down, which is absolutely astronomically expensive. So, sometimes you have to save up for those things and it takes like a couple of weeks. But yeah, there's some trees that have to come down. Why do I call you what? What do you mean bad words? I didn't call you anything. I was talking about a tree. Chicken falling from a running tree. We have one that's about to take out the mountain trail next Arizona. Right. And windstorms are not fun. So like we had some other trees where honestly, like a couple months ago when I first got here, where the whole neighborhood got together to take down some of these other trees so they would not fall on our place, but also not on the neighbors either. I mean, the houses around here are kind of close to each other, but not even that. The trees are that tall. They're not short little trees that where they fall, oh, you're going to miss a couple of pieces of siding. This is like the tree falls and your house is crushed. So, could have always been worse, but I got away. I ran. And then in the video, you just see the tree for like not even a second. You see it less than a second. And I just start running. And then you hear the tree fall and then fall a second time because it bounced. And then I forgot that the cell phone was recording. So I had it in my hand and I'm swinging it back and forth. And you just see me walking over the branches. But then people start talking. And I didn't show any of the damage and I didn't show the tree that came down. So the video itself sucked. There was no point in anything because I'm not a camera crew, okay? I don't have filming skills. Angels, angles. Oh, I see what I mean. Okay, angels. Angels in the mist. I'm sorry. I look at angels as being angles because they give you a different angle. But anyway, I'm sorry, angel. Yeah, I think I did. But I cannot download those PDFs to my cell phone. I don't download those things to my cell phone. So I'll have to send the link to, because I think one thing you sent me was a PDF file. I'll have to send myself an email. I'm getting tired all of a sudden. But I'm also missing dinner and half my lunch. So I'm still missing a meal and a half today. It's so hard to eat properly. I want to eat. I like food. I don't know. I think I might let you guys go because, well, if I'm getting tired, I might go to sleep. I wanted to go to the gym today. I want to sit in their massage chairs. My back's been killing me. I also need to buy a proper chair to sit at my computer to type because my tailbone is constantly hurting me. You didn't miss anything about the Bible, Adam. Sure. I feel like I started talking about a bunch of things and then I left a bunch of loose ends like I did in some of my other videos. Just the world is a lot to deal with. I don't like where it's going. And even worse than that, not a lot of people are awake. Everybody wants to argue and debate, and it feels like they just have, I don't know, they're brainwashed. They don't see what's going on, or they don't care, or it's like the truth is too much effort and work for them to deal with. You know, and the Abba, the two witnesses should be showing up soon. Right, Abba? Abba, the two witnesses. Yeah, they'll be dressed in black sackcloth. There'll be no missing them. And the way our president is acting right now, when those two show up on the scene, he's going to hate them. Yeah, they're going to control the weather. That's why the elites aren't going to be able to control it. Hart's not going to be able to control it. And they're not going to like it. And Trump's going to call the two witnesses aliens and evil, and fire will literally come out of their mouths. Okay, I might though fall asleep after I get done with this video. My eyes are just going closed. I don't know. I kind of feel like I got a weight off my shoulders, and it's just really nice talking to all of you. Otherwise, I don't have anybody else really to talk to. I don't know who Tabitha is. One world. No. A new world order. And yeah, a one world religion. That's what we're getting, is a new world order and a one world religion. How are you guys going to like to be are you guys going to like to be forced to believe in what Trumpy Poo believes in? Because he went to the Wailing Wall in 2017 with Melania, and they're going to force these Noahide laws onto everybody now. And they're going to say that Yahusha is an idol. And Yahusha is not an idol. Yahusha is our creator in human form. He first created himself in human form, and then he created the rest of the world into existence. Oh no, I needed some company, so thanks for being my company. Excuse me, my hair looks messy. It might look messy, but I don't think it's messy. My curls got flattened though. I'd be happier getting to the gym and then back to martial arts and gaining weight. That would make me ultra happy. But the problem is I don't always have the gas money I need to get to the gym, and I need 2 tires for my car still. So never ending. I'm tired. There's psionic abilities to follow his lies. Well, there's a lot of rituals involved. And in Judaism, they have the Talmud and they have the Kabbalah. And those are really ugly doctrines. And guaranteed our president is into the Talmud. $250 each time. I got $150 bill in there that I got to pay for, and I've been forgetting to pay for it since May. Yeah, the Talmud is a nasty thing, and I used to back Trump. I don't anymore. I remember when I used to say, and I said it to his face too, Trump's the only president since 74 that has not hurt the kids. And I don't remember Trump being in the dumbs. I should have shut my mouth and never said that, because I only have 1/3 of my memories. There's 2/3 of memories up in my brains that I don't know. I only met about 50 out of 169 of my alters, and the alters are who have all of that information. So Trump may not have been a part necessarily specifically in the deep underground military bases, but I was also in above ground government facilities. I was also taken to various places: Amarillo Castle, Buckingham Palace, Washington, D.C., Israel, Russia, Poland. Where else? I'm just talking about being trafficked for sex purposes. And then, of course, they were using me as a spy because I can pick up information. So while the politicians think that they're just having fun with a kid, it winds up that I would be collecting information that they had no idea I could access. And it was just as simple as me making that soul tie with them, and then I could go back in and access everything in their house. Wherever they were, I would be able to access. Anyway, so and then I don't know, this stuff with Sarajevo. I'm sorry, this stuff with Venezuela. Just something about it reminds me of when I was used in Sarajevo, and it was all to drive forward a political agenda. And, Sarajevo in 91 and 92 was a bloodbath. And I want to warn my fellow Americans that this is what it's going to lead to in the United States of America. All of us collectively around the world need to face the beast. I hope the beast that we fattened, but we could stop it. The problem is that Americans are not going to stop it. I heard, I'm not sure, I would have to confirm, but I heard that Italy is standing up. Italy's citizens are standing up against its government and not doing anything. Hey, Miss Wilson, it's great to see you. I have to fact check that. I don't know for sure. I'm sorry. I'll be honest. No, I don't have any hope or faith for the American citizens. I just don't see them doing anything at all. I'm not talking about present company, okay? I'm not talking about you guys. I know you guys and myself too. We're ready to do something. We're doing what we can. Like if somebody said, hey, I got the handcuffs and the gas money, let's go make arrests, I'm sure we'd probably hop on board and go do it. I know I would. But there's plenty of satanic pedophiles in DC that have criminal they've been involved in criminal activities and they need to be served justice. But I think honestly that Americans are not going to get up and fight for their country one bit. And by the time they do, it's going to be too late. Like if they were going to fight for their country, like getting up right now would be the time to do it. Because the elites, they're just going to vacate their castles and then go into the deep underground military bases, lock their bomb-proof doors, and there's no getting to them anymore. And then they'll have all of their minions on the surface of the earth running around and causing us to continue to fight and kill each other. And they think once we have killed each other off that they'll then come out of the deep underground military bases and rule and run everything. They better be careful because they're going to be locking themselves in those domes and those bunkers like Mark Sucks has over near Hawaii. He's got an island and he's building a bunker and he's got his cars stored. Yeah. I would not want to be in that bunker with him. He's going to be locked in there with all of his demons and no way to get rid of them. He doesn't know Yahusha or anything about spiritual warfare. This world is headed for a very scary place, and all of these other nations are being affected like you and I are being affected. They're probably scratching their heads going, what are our leaders doing? What the hell's wrong with the American leaders? What's wrong with our politicians? We don't want this. Can you guys just stop? How about this? You guys stop interacting with each other and start interacting with your own citizens. Okay, none of you countries are allowed to talk to none of you are allowed to have foreign relations anymore. You guys are all grounded. You don't get along. Israel doesn't stick to any of its agreements. It never sticks to its own ceasefire. So no more. You guys, all you countries are not like America, Israel. You guys are not allowed to have foreign relations anymore. You're grounded. You're in detention. No. You have to take your sights and look inward at your own citizens, and you now have to help them. You're not allowed to talk to anybody else. You're only allowed to talk to your own citizens and make them healthy. No, we're all going straight to hell. Trump's got to flex his muscles. They're going to assassinate him, and when they do, he's going to die. They're going to fake Yahushua's resurrection. Trump's going to die, and demons are going to haul him off, and he's going to go to hell because he went to the Wailing Wall. He's into Judaism. He doesn't know Yahushua. He thinks Yahushua's frying in a vat of oil for lying about being our creator. So he'll die. But 3 days later, they're going to take his rotting corpse and reanimate it again. He's not going to be in it. He's not going to be in it. There's going to be, hey, 1988 Ziggy, how are you? It's great to see you. He's not going to be in that body anymore. He's going to be dead and hauled off to hell. But his rotting corpse is going to be reanimated with Musk's technology and demonic possession. They're going to fake Yahushua's resurrection. And when his rotting corpse is walking around again, all the world's going to marvel. And that's when Satan is passing his power to the beast of the sea. Then Satan runs off like a coward and hides. Because there's two battles. Okay, Yahushua will fight Satan after his 1,000 years of reign. Yahushua hasn't even returned yet. So, and no, we did not miss his return. Satan's little season is false doctrine. Those old world buildings are what we used to live in. Yahushua didn't come to die, leave, come back, build a bunch of beautiful buildings, leave again, and now he's going to come a third time. Scripture doesn't read like that, and that doesn't make any sense anyway. Hey, Renee, how are you? It's great to see you. The whole world will marvel. And then he'll go to the third temple and seat himself in it as Messiah. All the countries love Trump, or they did. I don't know. I saw a video that says Trump does not have any allies left. I don't know that to be true just yet. Because the United Emerald Arab States, if I'm saying that correctly, they love him. So to say that Trump's losing his allies, I don't think so. Maybe to lose support of his very own citizens, sure, but listen, this New World Order is just going to take over countries. Either the countries are going to comply or they're going to be conquered. You know, Venezuela, you comply or you're conquered. Cuba, you comply or we're going to conquer you. We're going to come in there and do this, that, the other thing. And then we're going to take your oil. We're going to take your virgins. And then we're going to run you and your citizens into the ground. We're going to take your oil, keep it for ourselves. And then we're going to take all your money and send it over to BB and his buddies. Because... you know, they say they're the chosen ones. Chosen for what and by whom? I don't know, but they're chosen. Says them, not me. Says Schofield, but I don't believe in Schofield. So, like, okay, I came to terms with the world before, but I guess like maybe it's more than I'm coming to terms with the fact that there's a bunch of people that don't want to believe in the truth. And they just want to believe what mass media tells them. Oh, Holly, why would the news lie to me? That doesn't make sense. Holly, they wouldn't lie about something like this. They lied about the moon landing. They lied about the shape of the earth. They lied about everything. And why would they tell you the truth? Knowledge is power, and they don't want you to have any knowledge, so they tell you lies. People live in the matrix of delusions because they want the lie. They live in a matrix of delusions. They can come out of the matrix of delusions anytime they want. But most people don't seem to want to do that. Most people want to worry about Democrat versus Republican versus patriotic versus constitutionalist versus conservative versus Christian national and all this other bull crap. It's all malarkey. It's not going to get them anywhere. And I'm watching these people fall away from the truth. There's going to come a day where they're going to be crying that they didn't listen now and do something now while they had a chance. And why they didn't humble themselves to Heavenly Abba and just, at least take my advice on how to get to Heavenly Abba. You got to go through Yahusha, which is still him. It's just him in human person. You repent to him, and then that's when you're taken before the throne room to give your prayers. But there's no other way to go about that. We all have to go through Yahusha and repent to him and humble ourselves to him. I'm so glad that he's Heavenly Abba and nobody else. It's only nicotine. It's nothing good. That's not true. Nicotine's good. Especially my kind. It's like tobacco flavored. But it's so good. It's so good. It's only 3 milligrams. I didn't maybe if I had 6 milligrams, I wouldn't puff on it so much, but it's only 3 milligrams. I used to be on 36 milligrams when I first started these. And then there was a time, I think last year in 2024, or maybe 2023, where I was smoking 30 milligram nicotine again. Oh, it tasted so good. Uncle Remus, how are you? Yes, Heavenly Abba is Father. So Abba is Father. And then Yahusha is Abba in human form. He's infinite. So we have him as our Father on the throne who will never be usurped. And then him in human form, Yahusha. And then he has 7 hallowed spirits, but one of which is set apart to be our companion. And the set apart spirit is the spirit of resurrection. Ruach Kodesh. Ruach meaning spirit, Kodesh set apart to be our companion. His other 6 spirits are the spirit of the fear of Yahuwah, the spirit, the Ruach of the fear of Yahuwah, the Ruach of knowledge, the Ruach of understanding, the Ruach of wisdom, the Ruach of might, and the Ruach of counsel. But the Ruach of resurrection is Ruach Kodesh, spirit set apart to be our companion. Because he's got 7. He's infinite. I don't know how it works. Got to ask him. See, I wanted to get the mullein. But then again, what I want to do is I want to go out in my backyard next year when it's growing again and put the mullein directly in a pipe and puff on it because you can smoke mullein. But I wouldn't mind getting one of those mullein things. Well, he gives us the gift of prophecy, right? Like the 7-branch menorah is, again, the rock of resurrection, rock of the fear of Yahuwah, rock of knowledge, rock of understanding, rock of wisdom, rock of might, and rock of counsel. But he gives us the gift of prophecy through his ruach. He gives us the gift of tongues, interpretation, the gifts of dreams and visions, gifts of healing, gifts of teaching or assistance, the gifts of how to counsel people, and like, so he gives us many different gifts through his Ruach, and miracles follow his children. So if there's a pulpit out there and no miracles are following them, then they're not his kids, because Yahuwah says miracles follow his kids, and he says what he means. The problem is his kids are few, but there's a bunch of people out there who try to say they're his kids, and they're just not. And you can tell by the gospel they're preaching, and you can tell by their fruits, they're just not. There's a lot of feel-good stuff out there, but feel-good stuff does not get us saved. Feel-good stuff does not get rid of demons. Feel-good stuff does not get the cancer and asthma cured and healed. Or it doesn't get the pain taken away. It doesn't help us any. Yahusha is our Savior. Yahuwah is Heavenly Abba on the throne, who will never ever be usurped. I love the way this tastes. Too bad they didn't make a lollipop like that. Like a 3 milligram lollipop that tastes just like this juice. They get me to stop sucking on it or inhaling. Abba, what do I consider myself? Not a prophet, but I consider myself to have the gift of prophecy, because I've seen his return in my dreams twice. And like, I can see things about a person. Like, I'm not saying all the single time, like every single time I'm seeing stuff about people. Like, sometimes I have to ask Abba, will you please show me this person? And then I engage in fasting with him, and he'll show me who the other person is, or if he even knows the person, but he'll tell me. Most of the time, part of the time I can look at somebody and see it hanging on them. Other parts of time I'll have to talk to somebody, but usually within a few moments I can pick up on someone. But like, I gotta hear them, like what they're into. So like, I don't know. I have dreams and visions that come true. I can see things about other people. Like, for instance, when I was down in South Carolina, I met a group of people that tried to set me up on a blind date with a rapist. And I guess they thought I was joking around when I said I was used as a super soldier and I have spiritual gifts. Because I had a nightmare about that, person. It wasn't a date, not to me, and I'm sorry to even say date, but like a group, I was trying to meet people to be friends and have friends, but this girl introduced me to another guy, and I don't know why she did that, because this other guy raped her, and this other guy came to take me out. I'm thinking he's extending an olive branch, and I'm down meeting a new group of friends who are nice and care, but no, they were twisted mofos, sick mofos. And they hooked me up with this guy, set me up to hang out with this guy who basically was driving me to a park to rape me in the same place he had raped this other girl, and he was going to have his uncle join him. And that's what this group of people set me up to do. And I was having nightmares. I had a nightmare that I was literally in the ground, beaten up, and I'm in the ground looking up, and I don't know if I should say their names or not, but there's those 2 girls that I met. There's a couple of guys that I didn't know, and some other people that I met briefly, and they're standing above. And I'm laying on my back inside the ground and they're standing above me. And then they just start throwing dirt over me and I'm still conscious. And I was having nightmares. And when it came time to actually hang out with the guy, oh boy, was it bad. I made him turn the car around and take me back home. We never made it to the park. We never made it out. And once I got back to the house, I called up that girl and I was like, you sent me out to hang out with him? He raped somebody. Whoever he raped had to get an abortion. And he was taking me to do the same thing to me. Because I'm from out of state and nobody knows Holly Bagley out. A year later, she called me up and she goes, Holly, I was too much of a coward and I thought you were full of bullshit. She goes, when you came home telling that story about what you saw, like what you saw in your dreams, and then when you were driving in the car and he's sitting there driving, and then all of a sudden the air in the cab got cold and settled around your ankles and he just got a dark look on him. She goes, that girl that he raped was me. So, yeah, I had some gifts. I wouldn't say clairvoyant. Sometimes, like Uncle Reem, well, like not like right off the bat. Like this one time, this girl that I once was friends with, she called me up. She lived in Australia. And she's like, Holly, I got something wrong with me. It hurts in my ovaries and this, that, the other thing. And she was like, could you pull out for me? So I pulled out for her. And I prayed. And Abba, in my head, Abba showed me her. He showed me her standing there, and I saw Abba next to her. And then Abba started to point on her body, but what was wrong. And then in my soul, I felt endometriosis because I have endometriosis too. So I told her, I was like, well, Abba told me it's endometriosis, and that's why you had to go to the emergency room. Endometriosis, it's painful. It sucks. I mean, I guess you could get surgery for it, but I would just try to get pain pills and get through it the best you can. So, like, Abba, like, will tell me things or show me things in my head. But, like, I'll have to ask him. Sometimes right off the bat, he might show me. Like, sometimes when I go into a food store, I can see things hanging on people that shouldn't be hanging on them. But I just walk by. Otherwise, I would have to stop everybody in the supermarket and have a conversation with all of them. And I would never make it out of the supermarket. Thank you, Dogwood. I appreciate it. I think Uncle Remus, honestly, I think it was Heavenly Abba Yahuwah showing me in my dreams. I don't have a higher power. I have Yahuwah. I don't have a higher power. There's a difference. Okay, I put the chickens in, right? I gotta eat. That would help this situation. I was gonna get going. Hey, 1111 Amy, how are you? It's good to see you. Yes. I'm hanging in there. I'm finally out of bed. I was in bed for a few weeks sick. I'm better now though. It wasn't anything major. It could have been major. Well, anyway, so I'm making my way back to recovery. What other gifts does he give me? I don't know. Like, Like you, it takes me places and shows me things and people. Um, I don't know. Like I've had dreams from a long time ago still coming true, but then I have dreams right now that come true too. So, um, I'll give you another example, but this is kind of like an easy example. I remember I got down to Tennessee at one of my cousin's house back in 2019 when I had to deal with severe battered women syndrome, but I actually had to get out of New Jersey too because the ex would not stop stalking me and leaving me alone and then turning the tables trying to say that I was stalking him. And it's like, dude, I told you I did not want you. I would not waste my time stalking somebody I don't want. Get over yourself, okay? It's only your fat butch girlfriend that looks like Pink that wants you. And by the way, Pink's a dude. Pink's got a penis. The singer Pink's got a penis. Shaved heads only look good on dudes. And your girl got patchy hair. Anyway, so maybe it's grown back by now, but either way, she did me a favor when she took you off my hands. As I sang. I got off on some tangent. Now I can't remember what I was saying. I was giving you an example. So I had to go down to Tennessee and deal with some issues. And the prosecutor's office and Social Security office both knew that I had to flee, but I was keeping my Jersey residence because I'm coming back. But I had to flee for my own safety. I'm in a domestic violence situation. And I got to listen, I have to make him lose my track if I ever want to get peace back in my life. I have to disappear from Long Valley and he cannot know where I go after that. And then I'm set free. So I'm not going to tell him where I am. And nobody I know is going to tell him where I am. So when I was down in Tennessee, I first get down there. I remember I was having dreams about Commander Casbolt too at the time. He was locked up in prison. But sometimes, I don't know, maybe it was my own fear or my overthinking, but sometimes it felt like one of the other super soldiers that I had been trafficked with, it felt like he had been with me in spirit while I was in Tennessee. And, I confused Commander Casbolt with one of the programmers and handlers that I had, and I apologize for that. So I've confused people. Like for instance, Max Spear's ex-girlfriend, she's not from Montauk. She never grew up in a base, and I never saw her in a deep underground military base. I confused her rotten, evil personality with another kid in the Dumbs that had the same rotten, evil personality as she does. But she herself was never in the Dumbs. She's a liar and a griffer. So while I was in Tennessee, felt like maybe it was, I don't want to say his name. I had a knife named after him. The dude that collapsed my lungs was always jealous over a guy named Aaron, and I have no communication with Aaron, who I had my knife named after. However, I have a friend named Aaron Cox. I got another friend named Aaron down in Australia. Different Aarons, but the Aaron that I remember from the Dumbs, we have no communication, and we're not going to have any. It just felt like every time I was in trouble, there was a super soldier with dark hair and dark eyes that was always with me in spirit. who would ride in the back of the car with me. And some of those fishing trips that dude and I went on, oh, they were hairy. I'm glad my nose never got broken. He would tell me I deserved to be hit. Give me a break. You can't be alone with yourself, dude, because if you're alone with yourself, you wouldn't be able to handle all the guilt you have from all the sin and violations you have against other people and what you've done to other people. Anyway, so he's raped girls, went to jail for it when he was a teenager. He should have went to jail for it again in his 20s. But anyway, so I was down in Tennessee. I'm sorry I'm off on such a tangent. So I'm down in Tennessee and I'm sitting there with a cousin. And I just gotten down to Tennessee, and I remember that night it was raining and I had to run from the house out to my car. And when I did, a dream that I had back in 2013 actually came true that very night. As I ran out to my car, I was in my socks running on the stones of the wet driveway to get something from my car, and then running back in the house. And a dream I had from long ago comes true. I come back in the house, I run upstairs because I started renting the bottom half from her, and I was splitting all of her bills. So she had the top half, I had the bottom half of the house, where she was a rotten roommate. Anyway, she was a meth addict. If she didn't get it or got it, she'd throw a huge tantrum, and it would sound like she was throwing her dogs and television sets and tables around the house. But anyway, I was down there the first night. I run back up into the house and I sit down in the chair, sitting down in the chair. Her night table's next to me, and then she's sitting on the bed next to that. And I'm looking around her house. So I'm sitting there, we're talking, and she's acting like she's happy that I'm down there. And I know it's not going to last long. Her and I never got along, and I've thrown her out of my grandmother's house before. So it was only a matter of time that there's going to be another feud. But as I'm sitting there the first night I'm down there, I'm sitting in the chair, and I'm sitting in the chair, and thank you very much, Amy. You're in the USA. Awesome. Only on my channel. So I'm sitting in the chair. We're talking. The TV's playing. And as I'm sitting there, I notice that the lamb is not with her. She's got witch's balls hanging up, so she's not with Yahusha. But I notice a tall, dark figure, and I forget what they're called, but it's not a good one. It's one of those tall, dark figures. I can't. It's not a good one. I see that cross past the doorway, and I'm like, ooh, she's got some things in here. And I'm sitting there in the chair, and right off the bat, it's like my first or second night. It's my first night in Tennessee, but my third night out of New Jersey, or third or second night out of New Jersey, because it took me a couple days to get down to Tennessee. It was a fiasco to get down to Tennessee with that plastic Christian couple. So I'm sitting there missing Jersey. I still had a fractured cheekbone. I still had bruises on my face. I still had the marks of the zip tie on my wrists. I was still banged up because the second attack, when he showed up with his friend and attacked me, I went to court for that April 6th or 12th. Or April 19th. And I was down in Tennessee by like April 22nd or something like that. Like the attack happened April 6th. The next week we're in court. And then 3 days later, I'm down in Tennessee. So I'm sitting there miserable. I'm out of New Jersey. And all of a sudden, I see this dark thing. So she's sitting there on her bed, right? Talking to me. But what I see is at the foot of her bed, I see this dark shadow thing with scales on it. For lack of better terms, maybe if you took a panther and put black scales all over a black panther, but not really. You want to take away the arms and make it look more like a centipede, but with the black scales. Anyway, at the foot of her bed, I see these two red, beady, glowing eyes at the foot of her bed. And the eyes are up here. Right? So I see the eyes up here, like up here. And then all of a sudden, when I look over and I see this thing sticking up at the foot of her bed, all of a sudden it sinks down to about here. It like goes from here and just jumps kind of like down here. And then I slowly see the two eyes sink down below the bed. Like all of a sudden it's going, like slowly going away. Like, I know you see me and I'm coming back to attack you. And I see it slowly sink down. So it's like, oh, shit. And I'm sitting there in my head. I'm going, Yahusha, where the hell did this thing just go? And my cousin ain't going to believe me. She thinks she's got spirit eyes and she thinks she's this and she thinks she's that. She ain't going to be handled. She's not going to be able to handle this shite. And you know what? I don't need her help. She's only going to make it worse. I ain't going to tell her anything. But I'm sitting there trying to contain myself, going, all right, Yahusha. And under my breath, she's looking at me, talking away. And I just said, Yahusha, under my breath ever so slightly. And I'm plowing in my head. And I'm sitting next to her with a small little square night table about the size of this between us. So I'm here, table's here. She's sitting on the bed here. But at the foot of her bed right there, I saw this thing with beady eyes sink down, right? Or right at the foot of the bed here. And I'm looking at the rest of her wall along the edge of the bed where I saw that thing, right? And I don't see it. Hang on. All of a sudden, so there she is. She's sitting there, right? So she's sitting there. I'm trying to set this scenario so you can picture in your head. So she's sitting there, right next to the table, right here, with her hand here. She had a cigarette and she, smoking a bowl of cannabis. I don't know what was in her pipe, but I know what was in mine. And there was only cannabis in mine. That's why I only smoked out of mine. And she's sitting here, and all of a sudden, I kid you not, right here with this hand that she was holding, she put her cigarette in the ashtray, and she's leaning on her hand. She's fiddling around doing whatever. All of a sudden, I kid you not, this thing came up between the bed and the wall again, and I saw this thing coming. Two fangs come out, bite her hand, and this thing again looked straight at me. It's two beady eyes, and then sunk back down again. And I was like, oh my God. My cousin sat there. I kid you not. My cousin sat there. And when she's sitting there, now I'm going to switch hands. So she's sitting there with her hand down. And when this thing bit her, she goes, oh, ow. Oh, that hurt. What is there, like bees in here? Ow. I just got bit by something. And she looked up at me and she looks at me and she's like, hey, Jamie, how are you? I don't know about that. So thank you though. She jumps up. She goes, ow, that hurt. That bit me. Ow. Holly, you saw that. You saw that, Holly, didn't you? Tell me, what was it? Just like because I wear my heart on my sleeve. You can tell what I'm thinking about with my facial expressions. Although sometimes I do have the wrong emotions to situations. Like I might smile when I should be sad, or I make a weird face and the emotion does not match the situation. But please remember, I'm a survivor of MK Ultra, and I've only been fully reintegrated for 3 years. So like, it's going to take me a little bit of time to continue to have normal, straight, rational thinking. And sometimes I trip over my wires still, and I got to straighten them out again. Joseph Mangley rewired me, and then I had to rip out all those wires and go back and try to put them in the right order. So I'm trying to keep them in order. But anyway, getting back to my cousin, she looked at me and she's like, "You saw that. You saw it, didn't you?" And I'm like, "Yes." And I was like, "Oh, shit, Holly. Don't say yes, Holly. Shut your mouth, Holly." She goes, "What was that? What was that?" I said, "You know what, Mary, this is my first night in Tennessee. I'm going to go get one of my pints of Red Zappa alcohol. When I come back, we'll talk about it." And I walked out of the room, and yeah, at the time, I was known to have a pint of apple ale. I wasn't getting drunk or anything. So I don't want to hear, "Oh, it's spirits." Yeah, and then okay, the next time I'll go have a mega glass of wine. All right, shut up. It was one drink. You weren't there, and I'm telling a story. And if you're going to judge me on that, there's something wrong with you. Anyway, by the time I came back in her room, she dropped it. But anyway, when that happened, I just looked at her and I was like, "I'll explain this to you later. I'm not going to do it right now because you're not going to believe me if I told you, Mary." And I kid you not, when she showed me her hand, she literally had 2 bite marks, as if a viper snake or a cobra, like as if a literal snake bit her. She actually had 2 marks on her hand. And the next day when I got up and I was talking to her in the morning, bumming cigarettes from her, I was like, "Let me see your hand." And she's like, "Yeah, I've been putting like Baxitracin on it." But she had the bite marks on her hand. Now I saw what it was. Recently I saw a video, and in the video there was a picture, and I should have snapped a screenshot, and I didn't, like a jackass. I hope to come across it again. Anyway, in this video, there was a picture of a statue. There's a statue of a woman, and then over her was this thing. It was over her, but also wrapped around her, and it had scales on it. It was like, I don't want to say like a centipede, but it looked like if you took like a panther crossed with a centipede, crossed with maybe a T-Rex dinosaur, sort of, kind of. But it just, I don't know the name of the things. Archon, I don't know. But whoa, the problem was I didn't want to talk to her about it because she wasn't going to get rid of the thing. She would think it was cool. She was already, I don't know, Uncle Remus, if it had wings or not. I'm not sure about that. Like if its scales could like form into wings, it would not surprise me, but I don't think so. Off the bat, I want to say no. But that thing moved fast. I could be wrong, but off the bat, I want to say no. I think it was more of a ground creature versus a flying one. But it could move swiftly. Maybe it did have wings. I didn't notice. Hey, his girl, how are you? I was watching a video, and inside the video, yeah, it was like a photo of a statue, and there's a woman standing there, and there's this big thing like over her, like taking up the one side of her head and like wrapped around her on her back, and like I think it had arms around her. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. But this whole black scaly thing was just wrapped around this woman, and that's what the statue was of. And that thing and that statue was the very thing that bit my cousin the first night in April 2018 that I was down in Tennessee. First night or second night? It may have been like the second night at her house. Second or third night. Because the first night I got down there was rough. And I want to say for the record, my grandmother never raised her for 6 years. An armadillo. You know, it kind of, you know what an armadillo looks like, right? That entity that bit my cousin kind of, maybe I should have said it looked like an armadillo instead of saying a cross between a panther and centipede. And yeah, the entity looked, you know, close, but I wouldn't put gargoyle on it. I wouldn't put a gargoyle on that thing. I think I have seen gargoyles before, but this wasn't that. It was more like, you're in Tennessee? Man, I wish I knew that back in 2018. I was the loneliest person in the world when I was down there. That's when I wrote my first rough draft of Kids in a Cage. Worm type things, no hair, with segments about 1 inch long. Yeah. Yeah, but I think they also have arms and legs. I'm real. Thanks, angels. Thank you, angels. Or isn't it possible to see spirits in photos? Yeah, you can see spirits in photos and videos. No, you don't need to do drugs to see it. Let me tell you, to capture those things on videos and photos already makes you feel like you're on drugs, okay? You don't, no. Listen, I know this is going to sound crazy. Abba, listen, I don't go looking for problems, but there was this one time at band camp, I get this phone call, right? This is going back a couple of years when hey, Shillis, how are you? She couldn't see what was wrapped around her. She couldn't see it, but I could see it, and she knew I could see it. It was in her house. It was attached to her. It wasn't around her per se. I was discussing a statue where it was wrapped around the woman in the statue, and I was trying to explain the entity that was at my cousin's house. I started to tell you another story. What was it? I'm sorry, his girl. A fractal. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Okay, so this one time I get this call at like 11:30 at night, and was an old friend, John from Long Valley. So I haven't talked to him in many years. Anyway, I get this phone call and he's flipping out. He's like, Holly, you're an ordained minister. He's like, get over here, come here, da 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 da. And I'm like, John, I cannot drive right now. It's late, and it's not a good time. I'll come over tomorrow. This man was flipped out of his mind. And I used photography to prove my point. And Abba, forgive me, because I don't go looking for problems. And I don't want to take pictures of demons so that way the demons can still get at people through that photo or attach themselves. But with this guy was always putting words in my mouth. Oh, Holly said that demons can attach to dolls, and I was going to get a doll, a stuffed animal as a cat, but she's saying that demons are going to attach to it, move it. And it was like, John, you put words in my mouth. You make me sound like an absolute idiot and fool and raving lunatic. And I didn't like it. He was always poking the bear. Didn't like it, so I stopped being friends, and there were other reasons why I just didn't want to be friends with them. I need somebody who's going to be a true friend and not anyway. When you tell me you're going to do something, and I don't have family, and I'm relying on you to do something, and you don't do it, I don't have time for it. I can't. That hurts me. And I can't make an excuse for it anymore. So, all right, I'm going to go in my room. because everybody's home. So, all right. So I go over to Snowbird Farm. I used to live on Snowbird Farm in Long Valley, and like 36 years ago, there was a really bad fire on the farm where a Kentucky Derby winner named Man of War was killed in this god awful fire. It took down tons of horses. It was such a violent fire that there were horses found hanging inside and outside the window. The horses were trying to get out the window. And if you've ever been in a horse stall, the windows are up high. So that way when horses kick, they don't kick out the window. So they'll put windows high in the stables. Well, when the fire was finally over, there were horses hanging out of those windows. It was such a violent fire. One of the carekeeper was smoking a cigarette, tossed a cigarette, and the hay went up like a matchstick. There was a young couple with a newborn child that was living in the loft above the stables. Like 15, 16 horses died that were really famous horses. It was a violent fire. So ever since, really, you knew Man of War, Jamie? So, okay, so this fire took place like 35 something years ago. And I think Man of War was killed in it. And other famous horses on Snowbird Farm. So I lived on this farm. Well, everybody that went on the farm, all they did was screw around with the ghost. Oh, I'm talking to the ghost. It's a nice ghost. It's the old lady seagull. And meanwhile, no, it's not the old lady seagull. She's dead and gone. What you got is a demon. There was a neighbor in the area. Well, I'll be honest, she'll kill us. I don't take drugs to have a God experience. Like when I was a clubber in my 20s, yeah, I used to do things like that to have a God experience. And all it did was open me up to see the devil more. So honestly, Yahuwah actually proved to me that I don't need to take anything to be closer to him. I just need to go to him and he will give me a God experience. But I just need to go to him and be loyal to him and do things in his ways. And he does come back and reward me for that. And he'll reward all of us for doing that. I think when you do these drugs, it's going to open you up to the spirit realm, but what you see is not going to be Yahuwah. You're going to be seeing other entities that may pose as your savior and may pose as good, beautiful spirit light beings and fun. Don't be deceived. Just don't be deceived. But please also don't think that you need to do those things to be closer to your creator, because you don't. If you use those things to be closer to your creator, then you're doing what's called is sorcery, doing drugs to be closer to him. So good answer. It's the right answer. And I mean, I've even learned that the hard way myself. So I would just say go to him and leave out the drugs, because the drugs are going to make you feel like crap anyway. And it's just going to open you up to things in the spirit realm that you don't want to know about and that you can do without. And sometimes they stick around. They don't go away. You know, the drug might wear off and come out of your system, but some of those entities sometimes don't go away. So anyway, so John calls me up hysterical, and I'm like, listen, I'll be over tomorrow. No, I think it helps me get through the BS, but I don't think it helps me see it better. It just makes the shock go over a little bit easier. Takes away my anxiety. and kind of keeps me relaxed. Um, I use it medicinally. Cannabis, that is. That's it, though. So anyway, I go over to Snowbird Farm, and this is going back a couple of years ago. So everybody on the farm kept thinking it's so cute because the farm is haunted, and they think it's old lady Seagull, and people are talking to the ghost. There was a neighbor in the area that said that I don't know, about 40 years ago, the farm hands, the people that were on the farm hands, a couple of them got in a dispute, and one of them murdered another one and buried him somewhere on the property, and nobody ever spoke of it. The guy, one of the farm hands, just disappeared, but nobody looked into it. They thought he just wandered off and left. I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah, drugs open portals for demonic for demons. Yeah, anything that puts you in an altered state of mind. So, uh, anyway, he calls me up hysterical. The next night, I go over to his house, and nothing was there. I knew this entity wasn't going to show itself anyway because I lived there for 3 years as it was anyhow. Um, I lived there. I lived there for a long time. My mistake was letting the ex and his kid move in with me. Um, Otherwise, I would have still been on the property to date. But so when I went over, the house was quiet. He was telling me how what he heard. Um, the area of the house that he lives in was partitioned off. So meaning there was a piece of plywood over a glass door, and it separated his part of the house from the rest of the part of the house. Um, and the rest of the part of the house was huge. Well, he said the two other girls living on the other side were out on vacation. And what he heard sounded like, he said it sounded like somebody was in there taking a basketball and slamming it on the floor and then throwing the basketball towards where your room was, Holly, in the house. So he's like, I'm hearing it against this wall, but then it sounds like they're throwing the ball from this living room here through the kitchen over to your bedroom. And then I hear it sounds like there's a grizzly bear running through the house after the ball and then coming back with the ball. And I hear this running through the house and then back through the house. The ball bouncing again, throwing the ball out, grabbing the ball. He's like, he was flipped out of his mind. He was scared. So anyway, I went over, and he's like, you got to pray. You got to do something. You're an ordained minister, da, 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 da. So I went over and I was like, all right, John. I mean, I talked to him. I was like, this time you're going to listen. You can't be messing around. You can't be thinking playing with ghosts is cute and you're going to summon it and it's a nice ghost and you're all friends. And when you have friends come over, like, you cannot be calling up your ghost hunter friends and telling them to come over and play with it. Don't do that, because you're having me here to get rid of it. If I get rid of it and you call it back, that thing's going to come back 7 times worse than it was last night, which made you call me to drag me 45 minutes out here. So I pulled over his house. I spoke to him thoroughly. And then I went to the other side of the house, and there's not too much I can do when I don't have permission from the homeowners, and I don't live on the property anymore. But, with John's permission, I did what I could for him and for his area that he rents and for his property. But I could not do everything for the entire house because there's other people that live in the house, and I don't know what they do. And again, I don't want to cast away an entity and make it 7 times worse. So anyway, I pulled what I could, and I cast away what I could. I educated John on how to do spiritual warfare, but we went over into the cellar, and while he was standing there talking to me, I was like, I'll get a picture of it because I know it's here with us right now. It's not going to show itself with me. The only time it showed itself with me was when I had a collapsed lung, and I kid you not, that thing had me so scared. I went tearing through the house, slamming doors, locking them, and I never went back to the other side of the house again. Not unless it was daylight. But anyways, John's standing in the cellar. I start snapping pictures going around. I don't know, my computer fried. I had to get a new one. Otherwise, I could have shown you the pictures because I had saved them. But anyway, as I was taking photographs of the cellar, John was standing next to the railing of the stairs leading back up into the house, and they were just simple wooden stairs. Come on. Get in. They were just simple wooden stairs leading back up to the rest of the house. But as he's standing there leaning next to the railing, I took a picture of him. So you see him, and then you see the railing behind him and the shadow on the wall. There's a shadow on the wall that looks like there's this hand reaching up out of the ground and grabbing onto the railing right next to him. And I showed him the picture, and I was like, look at that hand. There's a shadow of a hand right behind you. And it looked like, and there was nothing casting a shadow on the wall or anything else. But yeah, I've captured entities before. Like, I've gotten spooked and been like, I wonder if there's something really there. Taking a picture. Oh yeah, there's something really there. It came out in the picture. Sleep paralysis. I've had that before. I hate it. I call out Yahusha's name. I had sleep paralysis this one time at band camp. Did you guys ever see, I wonder if it works. It does, missing 411. I wonder if I have a picture of my stuff on my page. Rumble, don't do it again. What was I looking for? I was looking for something. I was going to put it up on my green screen. Yeah, the thing with the hook. Hang on a second. Oh, I do have my picture. Okay. So hang on. I'm going to get the other picture too. Oh, wait. Where'd it go? I'll show you in a second. I'm getting it. And then that picture. All right. So did you ever see missing 411 files? It's not working. I'm trying to use my green screen, and it's not coming up. It's not coming up. You've got to be kidding me. Well, what's the point of having the option of a green screen if it doesn't work? Yeah, no, cannabis, I had my license. Cannabis is medicinal. I don't consider cannabis a drug. If people misuse it, then yeah, it's a drug, but I use it medicinally. So I don't, like when I went to clubs and stuff, I never used marijuana. I hated it. Oh God, I hated it. You could not pay me to smoke marijuana. The only reason why I started using it for my disabilities was I heard it got rid of cancer, and lo and behold, it got rid of my cancer. and it also got me off of prescription medications, but I use it for medicinal reasons. Well, the thing is I'm pressing it on my phone and I have it highlighted right now. And it's not even showing up because I wanted to show you something. And I can't. My green screen's not working at all. Like, at all. Does it work with that? No. Does it work with that? No. It doesn't even pop up. Like, why bother having the option of a green screen on here if it's not going to work? Okay, so I'm Missing 411. They have this documentary. Missing 411, the UFO link. I think it was on YouTube Movies. In the movie, in the documentary, David Paulides is talking about this man. He actually had the man talking and giving his testimony about when he had an abduction experience. And this was just recently that it happened. But the guy on Dave Paulides' documentary, Missing 411, the UFO Connection, the guy is saying how, I guess he was out hunting and he was abducted, brought up into the UFO, and there was this entity that had a hook or a point for a hand. It wasn't like he didn't have digits. It was just a point on one hand. And the guy said, well, the entity sent me back because it didn't want me. I had a vasectomy. And the guy, I guess, made a depiction of the entity that tried to abduct him. Do I have it on my computer at all? No, I only have it on my cell phone, right? I really don't have it. Yeah, I don't have it on my cell phone. I think I posted it up on my YouTube. Like, if you go to YouTube and you scroll through all my stuff, I do have a drawing of the entity. I do have a screenshot of. Oh, a second. Anyway, turned out I had a nightmare where I had sleep paralysis in it. And the entity that was trying to abduct me had a point instead of a hand with digits. It had like a point. And it was wearing like this black suit or this black gear, this black outfit. And it looked like it was in what deep sea scuba divers would be wearing, like thick black rubber plastic. And yeah, I've had sleep paralysis. I always call out Yahusha's name. No, Dawn, it's not my curtains. I think it's the feature on my cell phone just doesn't want to work, because also if I press that button, like right now, I just pressed for my icon to come up and turn off my camera. It won't. Like like if I press, it doesn't mute. It does, like whatever feature I click on, it just doesn't work. Donate option. I got Cash App and all that stuff. I got a website, hollybaglio.com. So, I want to find that picture for you. Hang on a second. I want to show you what I'm talking about. Because the same entity that Dave Paulides' witness talks about and describes and has a drawing of, I was attacked I'm not saying that it's the same exact entity, but it looked like the same type of alien species. UFO alien connection. And I'm not, I'm not that great of a drawer, but I drew a picture of the attack I underwent. And I drew a picture of that thing. So I'll show you my picture, and then I'm going to try to find Dave Polite's witness. So, okay, let me explain this. Here I am in my bed. All right, I'll show you my bed. You see how I have my bed right now? It's backwards, right? Look at my bed. It's backwards, right? Like this should be over there, right? Like typically is how any normal person would sleep, right? Okay, yeah. So, all right. I sleep with my head in the north, but sometimes like I have trouble sleeping, and if I flip around the opposite way, I don't know, I fall asleep better. But anyway, so that's what happened. So here I am. Here I am. Oh, cool. Great minds sleep upside down. So here's my bed, and here I am sleeping with my head by my feet by my head. I'm having a dream. I'm sleeping. I'm having this beautiful dream with billowy clouds in the sun, and all of a sudden a storm rolls in, bad winds, and then a tornado happens. And when the tornado in my dream happens, I notice that I have sleep paralysis and I start struggling. And I open my eyes, and it almost feels like I'm vibrating, like my body's vibrating, and I have terror and fear, and there's something evil in my room. I see this silhouette above me. So this entity is leaning over me, right? So if you can imagine, my head's right here, and this entity's like leaning over me. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to draw in the picture. Is this thing leaning over me? And he's got like this black, thick, what like I guess scuba divers would wear if they were going underneath the sea, really. I'm sorry you have to sleep in a recliner. Ooh. Well, anyway, I think what was happening was I was sleeping good. The UFO flew in, and it started waking me up, and it took my good dreams and turned them into nightmares. And that's what startled me to wake me up. I was in sleep paralysis, and I'm trying to think Yahusha's name to actually verbally say his name. But I wake up and there's this black thing hanging over me. All I could do was open my eyes, and I'm trying to fight to say Yahusha. When I looked to my right hand side, it looked like it didn't have fingers. It looked like it had these two arms that would use, when you see people like on these like History Channel documentaries, and they go in these submarines and they go really deep, deep in the ocean, and then they get in these other little transport things or whatever. They send out these I don't know what you call them, sea rovers into the ocean. And then they have these robotic arms where they can use joysticks to make the robotic arms pick up things from the ocean cat. Ocean cat. From the ocean floor. Yeah, it's my cat Rumble. So cute, my Rumble Rumbles. I love you. Yeah, you want more food? No, no. He rumbles out. So, but then the other hand, when I rolled my eyes the other way, there was this point on his hand. It didn't have 5 digits, it had this point. And I saw that point. Like, if I'm laying down, I saw this point. Like, all I had to do was go, and I saw that point. Like in sleep paralysis, that's all you can do is basically move your eyes. And I see the point right here, and there's this dark thing hanging over me. My body's vibrating. I can't move. As a ringtone, right? Hangry. I'm hangry. um, And finally, I was able to say Yahusha, Yahusha, Yahusha. And when I was able to break out of sleep paralysis, this thing was so scary. And this thing was in my room that I remember I sat up from bed and I'm like, Yahusha, Yahusha, whatever that is, get it off, get it away from me. Like I sat up and really tried to engage in spiritual warfare to make sure that this thing was off of me. I was blaming Abaddon for sending this thing at me. But it turns out, okay, so Dave Pilates in his documentary, if I can find it. Oh, I just found it right here. Hang on. I'm going to find it for you. Oh, wouldn't that be great if it just popped up right then and there? Wait, hang on. Kidnapped it. Yep, found it. Hang on. I found the guy. There's a drawing. There. Wait. Ah, darn it. Okay, so the guy's talking. So this is his depiction. All right, so let's go back. I should put up a disclaimer. Shoot. Hang on.
Have you ever been there before?
Wait. I got to put up a disclaimer. How am I gonna? I got to put up a disclaimer. Do I even have a disclaimer written up? All right. Anyway, here. So I can't play the video. I don't have a disclaimer up. But in this documentary, he's explaining how he was abducted. He was out in the forest hunting, and he saw this strange, clear, see-through box hovering out in the forest. And I guess that was like the UFO spacecraft. And I guess when he saw this weird thing hovering, he fired a bullet at it. And the bullet just like bounced off of it. He was elk hunting out in the woods. And I wonder if they showed it before. So he was kidnapped. Okay, so the hunter's out in the woods and he sees this thing. Right? He doesn't know what it is. He fires his rifle at it and the bullets just bounce off of it. Okay. He starts to draw a depiction. So he gets abducted and he gets abducted by this entity. And what got me was the black suit and the point for that hand. And what about that one? So I am going to play this couple of seconds because they're going to show you another drawing. That's it. This is the thing that was in my room. Apparently, on this documentary, the sound is turned down. But apparently, on this documentary, Missing 411, this is the guy that was abducted. He was told that they didn't want him because he had a vasectomy. A verbal disclaimer, Uncle Remus, with my luck, it's not good enough. YouTube nails me if they can. So with credit to Missing 411 UFO Connection, YouTube movies. Here, I could actually drop you guys a link. But yeah, so that's the documentary. And when I saw that, so, okay, this guy says that the name that this entity gave to him, this entity was calling himself OTO. Oh, corrupt it. Make their own race of beings, make their own kids, make their own descendants, make their own workers, make their own slaves, but it's their own race. Like Yahuwah's children are made in his image. So these fallen ones want children in their image. When we read Revelation about the locusts coming out of the pit when the abyss opens and the king over them is Abaddon, but the locusts come out of the pit, those locusts are identical to each other. And they look exactly like their father. So these fallen ones probably want after our seeds so that way they can corrupt the seed. It doesn't look like Yahuwah, but now looks like them. Yeah, 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 like in the days of Noah, when the angels came into the daughters of man and corrupted everything. Yeah, and it's bad. It's bad. What was I gonna look up? I was gonna look up my own channel and drop a link for you guys. In my chat room. You know what I'll do? Hang on. I should be able to edit it. Oh, cool. I wonder if I have a disclaimer. Do I have a disclaimer written up already? Missing 411. All right. In the description box of the video, I put the link up to the video that I just showed you guys. I'll also drop it in the chat room, but if you miss it in the chat room, it's in the description box. You're not above me. At best, you might be my peer. But above me, you will never be above me. Or anybody else in my chat room for that matter. You might be our equal, but I can't make you any promises there. Yeah, Adam's knowledgeable. Adam's a good friend. You know what? Just go to, I know the question's for Adam, but just go to Heavenly Abba and talk to him in your own voice. A fitting name with that attitude. So Karen sounds like a fitting name with that attitude. Yeah. Go to him with your own voice and pull out to him. Talk to him about your concerns. Ask him to help you pray and teach you to pray and what should you pray. And but talk to him in your own voice and say, you know, Abba, I'm concerned about this person and I'd like this and that to happen for them, but I pull all your will for their life and I pull all that you pray for them. And if they're casting away their demons, I stand in agreement to bind and cast their demons away in Yahushua Shem. The best thing you can do is palal for Yahuwah's will for someone's life. Yeah, he wanted to be above Abba. I'm on his cell phone instead. Okay, Jamie, in my description box of the video. So if you can't get it in the chat room, that's okay. In the description, but you might have to refresh your screen. Yes, ABBA, Abba. You might have to refresh your screen, Jamie, but it's in the description box. Missing 411. I should put the UFO connection here. The UFO connection. So it's okay if you don't get it in the chat room. It's up on the description box. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I've been kind of like I don't know. I feel like I lost the spring in my step and I want to get it back because I want to be motivated to get into the gym. I want to be motivated to eat more and gain weight And it's of really great concern to me. I know everybody has their struggles, and I'm not trying to complain about mine. I'm just letting you know that I'm struggling and I don't want to be. Well, I was going to go so I could like eat and then maybe, go out to my car and take my medicine because like my back's been hurting really bad. That's why I wanted to go to the gym, was to like work out and stretch, but also they have the hydro water massage chairs there and they're awesome. Thank you. I am feeling much better though, but thank you. But yeah, that they have the hydro chairs there. I'm not big on the ones that rub your back because they hurt. But my gym has the hydro chairs. Oh my god, heaven! It's heaven. But all right. So how about this? I'll just make sure I come back more often and do a video. I would like to do a professional video like I used to when I do a broadcast. I'd come, I have an outline of everything I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to touch on, what I wanted to say. But I'm just really grateful to hang out and have company. You know what I'm really grateful for is the fact that it's just us hanging out. There's no trolls or bots. I guess Max Spears' ex-girlfriend is busy tonight. I guess though, if it was her or maybe it was somebody else, because I guess what people do is they can actually get in your chat room, type in a code, and then attach a bot to your chat room. I'm so glad I didn't have to deal with bots tonight. Like, I really actually don't want to go because it's such a pleasure to have my chat room back right now. Like, a couple people got blocked, but listen, if I do accidentally block someone and I mistake you for a troll or a bot and you're really a person, please send me a link with your email. I'm sorry, send me a link with your YouTube address. I will take you off a block and I will publicly apologize. And I will also privately apologize because it was an honest mistake. I'm not trying to be offensive to everybody. I just don't want to deal with the trolls and the bots. And like, I just want to deal with real people, assuming they have manners and they're polite. No, Snake, you're not a bot. Snake Plishkin? Pliskin. Snake Plissken? No, you're not a bot. Peter McGill, hello. Liggy. You're hitting the demon's heart. Yeah. But I guess all those people that would sick bots in my chat room, I guess they're busy. What is it, Sunday night? Maybe they're hanging out with their boyfriend. Who knows? Maybe they're busy with a video game. But yeah, this is like so nice not to have my chat room all upset and overrun. Nice to meet you, Nick. No, they haven't. It's been so nice. And now I'm not quite sure. You'd be right. Yeah, I would be too. But I'll tell you though, Troy, looking back, those days where it was just us, like 10, 15 of us hanging out, those are some good days. I really enjoyed talking to all of you all the time. I just wish you guys were here in person. But soon enough, we'll be sitting at Abba's table, feasting. But I guess we have to go through some things first, though, before we get there. All right, beautiful, fine folks. Thank you for hanging out with me. And yeah, like I don't like our president anymore. I used to back him. I don't hate him. I don't act on my feelings. I mean, there's things I dislike and there's things and people I hate. There's things and people I do like and love, but I don't act on any of it. Um, I don't like what's going on in the world. I don't like the New World Order, Fourth Reich Rising, and I don't like the one world religion that they're leading all of us into. Yeah, I think it's a Zionist problem because the Zionists are the ones that created Democrats, Republicans, patriots, constitutionalists, and liberals. It's the Zionists that created feminism. Maybe the pots have repented. um, all right, beautiful, fine folks. I hope you have a great night. Like, great night. Khazarian Mafia, right? Khazarian Mafia. Yeah, and they call themselves the chosen ones. They're not chosen. They might be living on hallowed land, but that doesn't mean they're chosen. They might be living on hallowed land, but that does not give them a right to do whatever they want. And then it turns out it's the Palestinians that are actually our siblings in Yahusha, and the ones that took over Palestine. Well, they're not children of Yahuwah, that's for sure. Oh, you know the big words. I was going to say by Molech, or it's Moloch, something like that. I better be quiet. I don't want to be too loud because I don't want to wake up the house. You know, they go to work and the giant, yeah, the giant. That's what I should say is the giant owl. They worship the giant owl. Does too compared to fallen angels still amongst us, the Bible says. Says they're shape-shifting immortals. Could you imagine meeting one? I bet you'd be able to recognize it right off the bat. I bet you'd be able just to sense, wait a minute, there's something different. Are they even actually a person? I hope not to mean it well. As long as they're going to be nice. If they're going to give me money, no. I don't know. I'd be scared to meet any of those because I'd be scared that they were going to eat me. What are you doing, Rumble Rumble? He's got food. Right. Most likely. Yeah, just go to Walmart at midnight. I think so. I think when he was president that we had an alien for president. I know it's going to sound crazy, but I actually wrote that in my book. Allegedly. Allegedly, we had an alien for president when George Bush Sr. was a president, but then his son tried taking after him, so he's just as bad. NPC theory, some people just do not have souls and can always tell, right? Like, what is that? There's one person I know, and when I look at them, all I see is static. I just see static, and it's like, is there a soul in there? Because you look like static. You don't even look like You just don't look like you have a soul. You look empty inside. No. Voting doesn't count. Plus, the last time you guys ever will have to vote was back in 2024. You ain't going to have to worry about that pesky voting anymore. Emperor Trump's going to get rid of it. Well, with Adelson's money, whoever they are, voting won't be necessary. I'm really upset about it. I'm upset because the rich guys win. The satanic pedophiles win. Right? Huh. Selections, not elections. Yeah, you know what? Did you ever see that thing? Sean Ryan had a guest on the show. I forget the guest's name, but he did that DMT experiment where they shined a laser at the wall and then spread the laser apart, and they saw code in the wall. I've seen stuff like that before. No, Satan is very much real. Who do you think they're worshiping? Satan requires those acts of pedophilia. What are you doing, baby? Oh, you want your face rubbed. Oh, you're just so cute. He is. 3 o'clock in the morning when he gets happy. Or like if I roll over and he misinterprets it like he's being pet and he starts, he's loud. It took me a couple months to get used to him. Now when I hear him, I fall back asleep. I'm like, okay, if he's happy and purring, then all is right in the world. But that's how he got his name, Rumble. He doesn't purr, he rumbles. When I had to rumble him to feed him, I had to rumble him to give him a home. Everything's been a fight. And he rumbles, not purrs. He used to be feral. I tamed him. Yes, I did. I tamed you. And look at you. Now he's fat and kept. He doesn't care if he catches a mouse or not. Oh, he is beyond spoiled. You want to see how big he is? He puts the Thanksgiving turkey to shame. He's so big. Garfield might be a little bit smaller than him. Actually, no. He's like a regular life-size Garfield, this one. Thank you. Yeah, I love animals. Like, I used to have a dog and a cat, and I think they complement each other nicely. But when they both act funny, that's when you gotta worry. There was one night I woke up to my cat and dog both acting funny. The dog was in the corner of the room looking at something, and the cat was standing behind the dog looking at the same thing. And I woke up to that. I engaged in spiritual warfare very, very quickly. I think it was an astral traveler, but I got rid of that quick. But yeah, he's big. You want to see? I hope he doesn't bite me. Yeah, look at my baby. Oh my goodness, is he so big? Oh, come on, there you go. Oh yes, there you go. Look. Oh. Yeah, he's big. He's so fat. He's so fat. Oh my God. I'm looking at him in the camera. You are so big. Chonky. You're a chonker. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to like clip his nails too. in the summertime, you're not going to need to catch any chipmunks. Don't bite me. I feel a bite coming. Hey, hey, hey. Good. Good. Don't do it. You already got food. See, I knew he was going to bite me. Don't. You got that look in your... Don't do it, Rumble. I'm so glad that wasn't my face. He puts beavers to shame. Chonker's cookie. Chonky chip cookie. Yo, you're my chonky chip. Oh my God. He's big. I didn't mean to get him that big. You know what it is? The vet told me to give him wet food. Wet food makes him puff up. He doesn't have a demon. He's just got an owner that gives him treaties to make him leave me alone sometimes. Jonker. No, he has a human wrapped around his paws, what he's got. But he got me. Right through my shirts. All right, get out. You want to go? All right. Okay, this time I'm going to let you guys go. My stomach is like cramping really bad. And I'm going to try to eat. And I'm going to try to use my medicine to calm my cramps down so I can eat. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll leave the video up so my other friends can see it. I haven't been running very many videos lately, but I'll start running them again. I'm so happy my book is done. I'm so happy my book is done. All right, beautiful, fine folks. Thank you again. Thank you, Uncle Remus. I'm humbled. Oh, thank you for making me smile. Okay, I will. All right, so I'll try to be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, once my book is done, I'll be back online every day running videos. Oh, I love you too. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you have a great night. Bye from Rome, Moriel, Yusha Barakas. Thanks again. I have peace. Thank you, Uncle Remus. Thank you, Angel Mist. And thank you, Adam. It's always great to see you. And I'm pulling for you and your family. Who else? All of you guys, thank you for hanging out with me. This cat's going to drive me nuts. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Sweet dreams. I love you. A bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck. See you tomorrow.